So sitting tall on the sitting bones, you can hug in the left leg, cross it over the right knee, and just see if you can sit up nice and straight on the buttocks. And then fold in the right leg to the buttock and see if you can sit comfortably. And you may want to have a block at that point, or you may want to stretch out the right leg again instead of having it tucked under. If there's any problem with the bottom knee or hip, then just stretch it out. Lift up the torso tall and then twist over to the left, hugging the knee with the right hand, left hand behind you. Just opening the chest. You can let the pelvis open to the left and then come back to the front and tuck in the top foot so that you're going to have the sole of the top foot up to the sky towards the hip. You can always stretch out that bottom leg, or you can have the knees stacked one above the other. You can take your right arm up and your left arm back and see if you can catch the hands together, or take a belt and hold onto the belt. Stretch open the chest, relax the neck. Take some deep breaths. Don't overstretch the shoulders here. It's much better to use a belt than to yank yourself into this position, sending that left shoulder right forward. It's better to have everything back and open. And then come out of the pose, give your shoulders a nice stretch. And then stretch out the legs. And you're going to cross the legs now with the left shin crossing over the front of the right shin, crossing kind of halfway up the shins. So the knees and feet are kind of in the same position, so the knees are over the opposite feet, tilting the pelvis forward. You want the knees only just a little bit wider than the hips, and the shins more or less parallel with the edge of the mat. And you may want to have a block under your bottom, or blocks between the knees and the feet, or even rolled up blankets between the knees and the feet. And gently hinge forward as far as is comfortable. Maybe placing the forearms down, keeping the little toe sides of the feet on the floor, soles of the feet out to the sides. I like to place my hands on the floor and my forearms press the soles of the feet open. And gently coming up. We'll do the same set on the other side. So coming into your spinal twist, either with your left foot out or your left foot tucked into the buttock, the right foot over the left knee, twisting to the right, using the left arm to kind of hinge yourself around. You can let that right sitting bone roll back a little bit. Just opening the chest to the right as much as you can. Rolling the right shoulder back and down. And the left shoulder back and down, even though you're using it to hinge yourself round. Don't let it yank the top of the head of the humerus forward. And coming back to the front and tucking that top foot back so that the top of the foot's on the floor and the sole is up to the sky. And again, you might have to stretch out that bottom leg if there's any pain, or lift yourself up onto a block. Taking the left arm up and the right arm back now, either taking hold of the fingers, or you can just have the backs of the hands just on the centre of the spine. Trying to take both elbows back, both shoulders back, releasing the neck, stretching long in the torso. And then releasing the arms, giving the shoulders a little stretch out. And then finally coming to the final of the three, the lucky three for hips and piriformis, is with the knees just wider than the hips, only just wider than the hips, the feet underneath the knees, the feet flexed, The shins crossing halfway up the shins parallel to the edge of the mat. Hinging the pelvis forward, pubic bone down. And coming forward and down as far as is comfortable. Maybe it's not far at all. That's fine. If you can place the forearms on a block or the floor, that's great. You can even play with pressing the feet open with the elbows or the hands. Gently coming up, rolling the shoulders back,